In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a journaling exercise that could help you with your chronic pain. I'm Nicolesachs, and I'm an athletic therapist and osteopathic manual practitioner. I believe that by changing your story, you can change your pain. So I've been implementing this journaling exercise with both myself and my pain patients for the past 6 months. Just a little disclaimer here before we get into the video. What I have found with this, it is not a break out your multicolored fountain pens and the expensive journal Nana bought you from Indigo for Christmas kind of journaling. It definitely is not that style. This style of journaling is pretty much a place where I personally go to be very messy with my writing, to the point of it being unreadable, and channel basically rage on the page so that I can just throw it out after I finish. And I found that it is very cathartic, and it provides an outlet where I can be brutally honest, give myself a voice to be seen, heard, and validated, to be very one-sided and win every argument I've ever had. I can swear and shout it all out in capitals all over the page, and allow anything that is occupying space in either my mind or in my body that is it's a pain point or a source of stress for me to be actively released through the action of writing or typing it out. What I found to be a bit challenging though at times with this exercise is finding a topic to write about. And what I found seems to work well for me is writing at the top of the page, why am I feeling so ... And it could be, why am I feeling so numb or disappointed or vulnerable? And then I begin writing about why I think I'm feeling that way. Now, another thing I've tried is creating lists. So I create 3 lists at the top of my page. And in the first list, I write down 3 things from my childhood that I have an unpleasant emotion around, or a situation I'm feeling really numb to at present, but I know it's a memory that I don't like to revisit or think about. Then in the second list, I write down 3 things that are currently upsetting me in my current day-to-day life. And it can be as petty as I'm frustrated because my husband didn't wipe down the kitchen counter after cooking dinner last night. Then in the third list, I write down 3 things that I recognize I have in the way of personality traits. So it could be, am I a people pleaser or perfectionist or pessimist? And then from my list, I pick 1 thing to write about. Now you may find the why am I feeling this way or creating the 3 lists a good way to find a topic to start writing about something. So to get you started, what you will need to do this exercise is a journal that you really don't care about or a scrap piece of paper because you're going to be tearing this up afterwards and just throwing it out. You can also use a writing app on your tablet or a laptop and then just delete the journal exercise after you finish. Then you're going to set 20 minutes on a timer and you're just going to free write out your thoughts and your feelings as they come up. Really write whatever comes into your head, even if it's repetitive or ridiculous, or if it's just words that actually don't make a sentence or even don't make sense together. Whatever comes up, just let it be. Just keep writing. Now, the more you can give yourself permission to let your genuine feelings be present and write down whatever is coming into your mind, no matter how socially unacceptable it might be, or even meaningless it may appear, the more you're actually tapping into your subconsciousness and allowing these thoughts and feelings to bubble to the surface. Now, this is a good thing because as we become aware of maybe unhealthy or unhelpful thought patterns, we start to recognize them both in our journaling and we start to recognize them in our day-to-day life. And then you can start making some conscious choices around stopping these repetitive patterns that are just no longer serving you. Now, when the 20-minute timer alerts you that your time is up, you can stop writing and take a few deep breaths. And then I suggest placing your hand over your heart for a few minutes and allow yourself to metabolize any leftover thoughts or emotions that came up during your journaling exercise. And do this from a place of love and self-compassion and acceptance. And then you can go ahead and just kind of rip up and dispose of your sheets of paper or delete it off your electronic device. Now, if you want to cover something really interesting or important that you don't want to forget from your journaling exercise, write it down on a separate piece of paper. Maybe the fancy journal Nana bought you. That's a good place for it. What I have personally found is that healing is the freedom to really speak your mind. And I like doing this because it really helps me with my aches and pains in my physical body, and it gives me an overall sense of calmness. There's a great quote, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside of you, by Maya Angelou. Now, I would actually really love to hear your experiences with journaling. If you're open to sharing, please leave me a comment. And for more insights and information on the style of journaling, a great resource is Nicolesachs' podcast, The Cure for Chronic Pain. I just want to thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with a friend.